Hello guys, welcome back to our anime shorts. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Soul Land based on novel. So let's start. Qianrenxue still hadn't released her spirit. She still seemed to calm, only that little angel brand on her forehead was lit up like the sea god Trident brand on Tang San's forehead. Just much brighter. My dispersal can scatter any non-god level domain, it's useless. Tang San, even though I admit your strength grows very quickly, even surpassing my judgment, you are still only human even if your spirit power reaches rank 99. How could you defeat me? This god level weapon is pretty good, but unfortunately it's not held by a god. Even if it isn't held by a god, you still can't grasp the sea god's weapon, Tang San roared, his left hand abruptly grabbing the sea god trident. Before today, he had always relied on just his right hand to wield the sea god trident to be able to release other support abilities with his left hand. Qianrenxue only felt the sea god trident instantly exert 10 times the force of before. Even if she had already become the god of angels in this moment, she could no longer suppress the sea god trident. With a shout of alarm, she was flung back by that enormous momentum. How could Tang San let such a chance slip? By charging forward, his body became one with the sea god trident, dashing quickly. At the same time, a bizarre cyan light instantly rushed into the sea god trident from his right arm, making the sea god trident's originally pure golden light turn into a mix of golden, blue and cyan. Just like a bolt of lightning from clear sky, an incomparably tyrannical three-colored lightning bolt shot from the tip of the sea god trident, heavily exploding against Qianrenxue's chest. Qianrenxue's entire body was pervaded with a layer of golden, blue and cyan-colored lightning, flung uncontrollably high into the air. However, god level was god level. Tang San's all-out attack with the sea god trident and sky blue fading thunderclap might have turned a title Doluor to ash by now. The sea god trident, weighing 1,080,000 jin with gravity control, only managed to push back Qianrenxue instead of skewering her. The opponent's carelessness finally gave Tang San a momentary chance. He understood that, facing a god-level power like Qianrenxue, chances were gone faster than they came. With his ability, it was nearly impossible to land successive attacks on her. Therefore, in this brief moment in control, Tang San immediately used his strongest attack ability. At the same time as he launched this, the 8 spider lances on Tang San's back spit out 8 rays of golden light in pursuit of Qianrenxue, like bolts of lightning. Facing a god-level opponent, Tang San also used the god-level attacks he was capable of under Qianrenxue's formidable pressure. His current condition had reached an unprecedented peak. Flying through the air, the shocked Qianrenxue had never expected Tang San to actually be able of such attacks. It naturally wasn't the sky blue fading thunderclap that paralyzed her, but rather the divine strength drawn by the sea god trident. The instant eruption of the 1,080,000 jin sea god trident was infinitely close to god-level strength. Tang San's follow-up attacks couldn't be called slow, but how could Qianrenxue's god-level reactions be less? Flying through the air, the angel brand on her forehead was already bright. With a puff sound, 6 giant wings unfolded from her back. Qianrenxue flew back once again, the long sword in her hand, just wedged between the sea god trident's main blade and side blade. Ever since Tang San learned the first 3 forms of the Golden 13 halberds, she was the first to block the one goes without return. But everything happened too quickly. Even though her sword of angels appeared in time, one goes without return was so overbearing that the golden light still glanced past her sides and cut open the skin on her left arm. One god against one man, and the injured one was actually the god. Just this was enough for Tang San to be proud. However, Tang San was still serious. The 8 spider lances' 8 threads of swallowing light had no effect. Qianrenxue only closed her 6 wings, defending herself. 8 golden stars brightened on Qianrenxue's wings, and the 8 golden lights shot from the 8 spider lances rebounded and scattered in the air. On only a moment, the sea god trident that had instantly reached 1,080,000 jin weight, as well as used the divine ability one goes without return, had pushed Qianrenxue a kilometer away, showing how powerful the attack was. Having grown stronger in the Star Do Great Forest, Tang San had reached a new level, nearly able to show the full might of one goes without return. Unfortunately, right now he didn't have the strength to continue. The ocean wave-like sea god's power infused into her body through the wounds on her shoulders. The pain made Qian Renxue sober up considerably. She knew she had still underestimated this man who could always create miracles. Seeing Tang San disappear into the forest, she still saw no other way. Finally, the sea god Trident lightened. The 1,080,000 jin weight returned to 108,000. The brilliant golden color also faded once again, returning to black. Qian Renxue also came to a stop in mid-air. Raising the sword of angels, the sea god Trident fell into her left palm. At the god level, even if 108,000 jin was very heavy to her, it wasn't impossible to carry. Fine, well done Tang San. However, now you don't even have the divine tool. How are you going to contend with me again? Qian Renxue looked at the wound on her left shoulder. The pure golden blood had already stopped flowing. While Qian Renxue looked at the sea god Trident she held, she suddenly smiled. Tang San, oh Tang San. Since you're also a spirit master cared for by a god, having lost this divine tool, will your god still care for you? Without it, how can you inherit divinity? Having already become a god, Qian Renxue of course understood that the sea god Trident she held was the same as Spirit Hall's most valuable treasure, the angelic raiment. They were both important articles of divinity. Qian Renxue had never been a mild-mannered person. The reason she directly tried to convince Tang San today rather than suppressing him with force really wasn't because Tang San was the only man she thought highly of. Qian Renxue had never reflected on matters of emotion. The tragedy between her parents had already left her thoroughly disappointed in feelings. Tang San had become the largest weakness to her as god of angels. If she killed Tang San like this weakness could never be repaired. It would be a big problem if she faced an opponent on the same level. Unfortunately, Tang San's character was even more unyielding than she thought. Especially when Tang San used two classical lines from his previous world, his shadow in Qian Renxue's heart grew even deeper. Tang San, you really are worthy of the man I chose. Qian Renxue looked in the direction Tang San disappeared, the corners of her mouth showing a complex smile. The 6 golden wings on her back spread out, and with a flash of light and shadow, Qian Renxue's figure flitted across the star-do great forest like a golden shooting star. Tang San was unable to sense her presence through mental strength, but how would she be unable to target Tang San? Her flight speed could no longer be described as just fast. She crossed several kilometers in an instant. While flying, Qian Renxue muttered to herself, I like life, and I also like righteousness. If I cannot keep the two together, I will let life go and choose righteousness. Tang San, oh Tang San, don't tell me you are destined to be the nemesis of my life. Qian Renxue was targeting Tang San from the start, but now she suddenly discovered that, as she sent out her divine power in pursuit, what appeared in front of her wasn't Tang San, but rather tall and dense tuft of blue-silver grass. Holding the sea god Trident and the sword of angels, she floated down in front of that blue-silver grass, condensed into the shape of a man. Qian Renxue suddenly didn't know whether to laugh or cry. As the god of angels, after she was actually hit by Tang San, she was then tricked. He was actually able to escape her divine strength. Tang San would inherit the sea god's position, and once in the sea he would possess survival abilities ordinary people wouldn't. Relying on the sea god's presence, the boundless ocean would shelter him. It would be extremely difficult even for god-level powers to hunt him in the sea and in the forest. Tang San possessed the blue-silver domain, with the ability to control all blue-silver grass. True blue-silver grass were extremely weak, to the point that ordinary people could easily snap it in the moment of danger. Tang San had hid in the forest, and immediately released the blue-silver domain again, and moreover expanded it to the greatest degree, releasing the blue-silver domain's evolved abilities. Boundless nature, and all rivers run into the sea, took effect simultaneously, absorbing the energy of the blue-silver grass, and returning him to peak condition. Tang San's escape method was now simple and extremely cautious. Besides relying on the blue-silver Emperor right leg bone's ability, he relied on the blue-silver domain to restrict himself, and then escaped after releasing the vast sea barrier's stealth ability. The key issue was that Qian Renxue was too overconfident. Even when Tang San harmed her with the sea god Trident, she still didn't regard Tang San as an opponent she had to spend much effort on. However, Qian Renxue didn't stay careless long. Standing in front of the human-shaped blue-silver grass, she temporarily stabbed the sea god Trident into the ground. Pressing her hand to her forehead, a circle of golden light instantly spread out with her as the center. This time, she wasn't just scanning with mental strength, but rather searched the Star Do Great Forest with her divine senses. Searching for Tang San's tracks, the golden light spread into the surroundings at a rate of 1 kilometer per moment, and in just the time it takes for a meal she had scanned the entire range of the Star Do Great Forest. How is it possible? As the hand left her forehead, having completed the scan, Qian Renxue couldn't help talking to herself from astonishment. Because even when she scanned with her divine senses, she still couldn't find any tracks of Tang San. She was very certain that Tang San was still within the Star Do Great Forest. He couldn't possibly leave so quickly. Qian Renxue's expression instantly turned serious. This was her first action after becoming God of Angels. Originally, she was preparing to head for the front line at Jiling Pass and take control of the Spirit Empire army. While passing by the Star Do Great Forest, she sensed enormous energy fluctuations, and her divine senses urged her to take a look, finding the scene of Tang San killing the 315-ton and Emperor brothers and absorb their spirit rings in one go. Having come across Tang San, she of course wouldn't let the chance by. Qian Renxue's divine sense sweep forced Tang San to stay by the edge of the Star Do Great Forest. Flat on the ground, Tang San frowned while deep in thought. With his current strength, maintaining the blue-silver domain and vast sea barrier for a long while wasn't any problem. Ordinarily, Tang San could definitely keep wasting Qian Renxue's time, competing in who was more patient. Qian Renxue wasn't worried about the frontline fighting, but could he be unconcerned? His parents and teacher were there, and in case something happened he would regret it for the rest of his life. Tang San was already taking a risk by leading the Shrek 7 Devils away from the Heaven Do army camp. The Spirit Empire army in Jiling Pass had 6 title Doluo powers, over rank 95, as well as Feis, or 6 ordinary title Doluo. Just this strength was difficult to deal with. If Bibi Dong recovered her fighting strength, then the Heaven Do Imperial army might be in danger of destruction. In such circumstances, Tang San had to hurry and become sea god as soon as possible, then return to the front to stabilize the situation and win the war. Gradually calming down, Tang San rearranged his thoughts. Qian Renxue's appearance was a huge shock to him, but what shocked him the most wasn't that Qian Renxue had reached the god level, but rather why she didn't kill him while he was busy absorbing the spirit rings. Or at least captured him. Then he had faced her at the god level and practically didn't have any strength to resist. Additionally, Qian Renxue suddenly reaching god level really was inconceivable. Last time he saw her, she was just rank 70-something. In a short 6 years, she broke through to god level. Her luck and experience could still be said to be above his. Tang San had also discovered another problem through his chat with Qian Renxue. That was that she had an extremely strained relationship with Bibi Dong. Was it because Bibi Dong had succeeded as Supreme Pontiff, instead of her as the direct inheritor of the Seraphim spirit? Ordinarily, it might not have been difficult for the High Priest Qian Daoliu to support his granddaughter to the position of Supreme Pontiff. To him, most important right now was still how to safely leave, and moreover thinking of a way to get back his sea god Trident. As far as using one goes, without return to attack Qian Renxue before Tang San didn't regret it. If not for that, he wouldn't have gotten a chance to escape. Under enormous pressure, Tang San's mind began to quickly turn. He had to leave to join his comrades as soon as possible and inherit the position as sea god. Since Qian Renxue had become a god, he thirsted even more to become one. One day passed very quickly. Qian Renxue was still constantly releasing rings of her divine sense. She discovered that this kind of constant searching had a lot of benefits to her. Having just become god, this constant divine sense release deepened her understanding of her own spirit power. The feeling of being able to control everything constantly grew stronger. With a flash of golden light, Qian Renxue opened her eyes, the corners of her mouth revealing a pondering smile, muttering to herself, "Why can't help coming out? I want to see where you run this time." This video will end here. Thank you person with praying hands for watching.